DS Scholastics News Bulletin from Chitrabani. The world of cinema is not new to the Jesuit Juniors.
The DS Scholastics News Bulletin from Chitrabani.
The DA Juniors News Bulletin. Dear viewers, welcome to the DA Scholastics News Bulletin from Chitrabani.
The smart move of the Jesuit Juniors in the communication workshop, marking a new beginning, brings you fresh updates.
Smile and joy on the face of the juniors sound a lot about their first impression. The stay at Kolkata Jesuit Juniors is an awesome experience, said one of the juniors. Scholastic Sachin steals the heart of audience with his tough questions. The Jesuit Juniors began exploring report writing, camera techniques and whatnot, witnessing the diverse mysteries at Kolkata Jesuit Juniors adds color to formation of young Jesuits. Study films and pastoral or spirituality of communication.
I just cannot forget the first impression I had when I stepped into the PJG campus and especially into Chitrabani, says Lawrence. Come, let's wait and see.
The entry to Chitrabani is a significant step towards a world of communication and media in order to reform and to be reformed.
So I'm Lawrence Kolkata, most of you know, I suppose. Not really like hobby, but I like to do. That is to capture, take snaps and photos as well as play guitar. So these are my hobbies.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was
Communication workshop at Chitrabani kick-started with a fascinating introduction by Father P.J. Joseph, followed by presentation and discussion on faithful witness.
Food and shelter is an uncompromising factor, says Dana.
Yes, Roynel, what is that should we care for when you're away from your home?
The beautiful campus in PJG always reminds the juniors of their stay, the kind of food they enjoyed, and all the fun during the days of communication workshop. Food taste, of course, is very different from what we have in Dhyan Ashram. Certainly, the juniors enjoyed the delicacies in PJG.
So wasn't the food very delicious there?
What the question you are asking? It's very delicious, man. I'm enjoying every day. It gladdens my heart. Every day you get egg in the morning, in the afternoon, sambar and delicious food. At night you enjoy the food. Am I not correct?
Yeah, and what do you think about the fish?
Yeah, it's very good. But some days I did not take, because I did not feel that I want to take.
So I ran kitchen when I was in Ashram. So I was kitchen in charge as well as retreat house. So I used to buy the things, providing the young people like novices, juniors. They eat more. They eat more and tasty food. Tasty food means okay. Regularly we used to change the maybe lunch time or dinner time. Some items like meat curry or fish curry. If it is tasty, people they eat more.
আমাদের এখানে কিছু ব্রাদার এসেছিলেন আশ্রম থেকে। ব্রাদাররা এখানে এসে খুব খুশি ছিলেন এবং আমাদের রান্না খেয়ে বা খাবার খেয়ে খুব তাদের সন্তুষ্ট লেগেছে।
While the opinion manufacturing business is thriving quite well in the spaceless world, the two great Jesuit juniors grabbed the chance of interviewing the well-experienced media person and the director of Chitrabani, Reverend Father P.J. Joseph.
Father P.J. Joseph, welcome to this show.
Thank you.
The young face of India is waiting to listen to your views and comments. And I thank you for accepting to be a part of social change. I am J. Sachin, a scholastic of Madari province, doing my juniorate in Kolkata. Now, I would like to proceed with my questions. Father, you are known for media and communication. What would you like to tell the people who use media and communication every day?
Looking at the situation of our country, which is India, and I think we live in a democracy, and no democracy can survive without media. And every one of us have the right to be known what is happening around us, and we have every right to know what other people are thinking, they are doing, and whether it is good for the country. And therefore, I think media is very important, and every one of us has the right to know what is happening around us.
Today, people do misuse and abuse media for their hidden agenda. What change you think that you can bring in such a society in your little ways?
It is basically all of us can do something, and media is not a small component, it is a big component of democracy. However, as you said, I see people are misusing, abusing media. How do we change? Overnight we cannot change. But definitely we can change something that should begin from ourselves. No? The change that we want to be, we begin that change from ourselves. And for kind of be yourself. You don't have to be afraid of anybody in the country, because we are the masters of our country. And be yourself, and at one point of time, if not today, but tomorrow, the motto of our country, Satyam Eva Jayate, truth will triumph. Whatever is the falsehood that is going around, but the truth will triumph one day.
Should the church, religious, especially Jesuits, specialize in the field of media to transform the narrow-minded society?
Well, I think the transformation, as I already said, should begin from us, be it church, be it Jesuits, be it anybody. We cannot change the world, as Gandhi said, unless you change yourself. So the change begins from us, each one of us. And if we follow that particular path that Gandhiji has shown to us, definitely we can make a transformation in our society too.
Having a vast experience in media, what are the challenges you face in the world of media or the spaceless world of media?
One thing I believe that every aspect of our life is affected by or influenced by media. But what is the problem? The problem often is that we do not even aware that we have been influenced, affected by the media. The first challenge is to make everyone, including myself, aware how the media influencing, affecting me. And then once you get that awareness, you will know who is manipulating us, who is giving us true picture of what is happening around. Then accordingly we can respond. Otherwise we do not even know how to respond.
I have heard a lot about you and your mission in Chitrabani. They are inspiring. What made you to choose this field as mission? And how do you feel now in this changing modern world?
Well, as a member of the Jesuit Society, we do not really choose, we are given, but we opt for, yes. Of the many things that we have, what do we opt for? We tell our superiors, these are the areas I like to do. And finally they will tell you, okay, this is it. And regarding the mission, I think the mission is the same as the Society of Jesus. My mission is the same as that of the Society of Jesus, which again follows the mission of Jesus himself. And what was that mission? Proclaiming the good news. Through media, through my personal life, through my experiences and my sharing of experiences, all through this, I do that same work. And that makes me part of the entire system. I am not a separate, alone, standing alone one, but I am part of that entire system who are committed to create that good news, or not creating, in fact, sharing that good news, which we have experienced, heard, and we want other people also be in touch with that and be in touch with that transformation.
What are the best ways you think you can make the young minds of 21st century?
It's a good question. I think first of all to be with them, and then you enter into their world of communication. Today people are busy with WhatsApp University and Facebook University and every other universities. No? So we need to see what these universities are providing. You have WhatsApp, you have Facebook, you have TikTok, every other thing, no? Twitter, LinkedIn, all that thing. So that is where our youth are. So you have to see how are they get connected, meaning communicated among themselves. They are communicating among themselves and expressing their views outside. Only by being with them, you will understand how they respond. And then possibly you can slowly enter into their life the way that they want, not that what I want. Accordingly, we can influence them positively, and I hope in the days to come, transformation will take place, not only with them, but also those people, those of us who have not been born in that time of the so-called modern new media universities.
A large number of goodwill people are losing their trust in the spaceless world, where opinions are created on the basis of mere number. Plenty of media contents are not reliable and flimsy. What would you like to take on in this regard?
One thing we need to understand is this: opinions are not created. Nowadays, opinions are manufactured. Just like in any other factories, you get things manufactured. In your minds, these opinions are manufactured. Who is manufacturing? Basically, media. And if we are not aware how this manufacturing is happening, this we believe it is our own opinion. It is no longer our own opinion. It is somebody is putting in our head, and we are expressing and saying it is ours. No. Once we are truly aware who is manipulating us, whether we are getting the right information or are we getting information which is designed to manipulate. Meaning nowadays you can see so many things are happening in the country. Certain parties, certain leaders, they have an ulterior motive why they have to say that way. At the moment, you can just take the simple example like our economy is going down drastically. We have reached just a 5-point GDP, the first thing in the last 12 years. But who is talking about that? But we have no time even to think about because we are thinking about something else. These are manufactured here and we are not even aware that it is being manufactured. The day people of this country, in this great democratic country, understands that our opinions are not our own opinions, but it is somebody's opinion, that day we truly will have liberation, freedom.
My pleasure interviewing you for PJ Joseph.
Thank you.
I hope those who watch this interview will certainly benefit somewhere or the other. Thank you so much for your sharing and your concerns. Thank you once again, Father.
It's my pleasure.
Report writing and handling camera professionally seems to be a new experience for the Jesuit Juniors of Dhyanashram.
Not exactly, but certainly a significant experience, I must say, because they are all quite excited to explore media and communication at Chitrabani.
While the young people are fascinated by camera and photography, Mr. Arup Dutt, an outstanding photographer, introduced the juniors to the world of photography.
I did yesterday. So again I am doing this. Okay. So I am shooting at 18mm, right?
It is exciting to learn photography and analyze it in a professional way, said some juniors. What made the juniors wonderstruck is that Arup sir told them that some of their photographs can be used for the international exhibition.
Recap, what's it?
The recap of the previous day connected the juniors to the next level of communication, which is news reporting. Wow, it's quite a bit of hard work and thinking. Miss Minnie Joseph, an experienced report writer, initiated the juniors in news reporting, lead writing, and interview techniques.
Hands were used quite well. We were looking into the camera, which is good. 3-4 of you were totally handily introduced to on Monday and Tuesday. Third paragraph.
The juniors enjoyed the mock interview that Miss Joseph conducted in the class. I am sure that the juniors are very confident in reporting and taking interview. The well-versed cameraman, Mr. Arnab Mukherjee, led the juniors into the camera operation or shooting techniques in a professional way. Some of the juniors, for the first time, had the chance of touching such high-end cameras. Shooting an interview in a professional way as a kind of experiment helped the juniors to have confidence in shooting.
The diverse ministries at PJG are mind-blowing. The Jesuit juniors are very much impressed to witness the various ministries that the Jesuits are involved in one campus. It's something unique to take note of.
The Jesuits of Calcutta province is involved in various apostolates in one campus. The Jesuit Juniors of Dhyanashram was happy to visit the campus and to learn something in the apostolate of social communication. The oldest media training institute of Calcutta, called Chitrabani, is established on 5th October 1970 in the eastern part of India. The Jesuits of Calcutta province takes pride in running it in the campus of Prabhu Jishu Girija. This institute has a long history by giving birth to many artists, film personalities and media icons.
Hello brother, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I am I am Scholastic Lawrence Kolkata, doing my junior in Kolkata Juniors. So, we know that you have been in the Chitravani for almost 44 years, and you have been managing this institute very well. So, people want to know, what are your most fulfilling experience as the manager of this Chitravani?
As you said, I've been here for the last 44 years, that's okay, but I do not claim myself to be managing very well, but anyway, to the strength of my capacity, I'm trying my best to do whatever I can in the field of communication, also in the administration, also I'm keeping the account and managing those departments, helping people whatever they required my help. I try my best to help them in whatever way I can.
Prabhu Jesuit Girija Parish offers the spiritual bread to the Catholic community of Bengal. The structure of the church is built in Gothic style. Let us have brief information about the church by the assistant parish priest.
I am Brother Romeo, a scholastic from Darjeeling. I'd like to interview about the church and plus the progress and the welfare of the church. As an assistant parish priest, I'd like to ask you some of the questions. Can you tell us the brief history of the church so that it may be clear to those audience who watch it?
See, this church was originally a Protestant church as such, and I think it was a Scottish church. It was not with the Jesuits, it was not a Catholic church, and most people wanted to leave the place, and they originally wanted to sell it to some gentlemen who wanted to make a cinema hall out of it. That's what I have heard. And so they started demolishing the tower, top portion. Then from what I hear, the local people, especially some Muslims, they said it's a place of worship, so we would like to have it as a place of worship. And so the work was stopped, and eventually the Jesuits managed to purchase this building and the property. And so, and those days this building was not there. It came later. Anyway, your question is about the church as such. And it was a church, it was a mass center, but it was not a parish. Now it is a parish church. It became a parish about more than 10 years now. So it is not a very old parish. Our parish was part of St. Teresa's.
Travelling 10 minutes from Prabhu Jesuit Girija Parish, we find Leadership Training Service Center, LTS. It is a Jesuit youth ministry. Father John Rogers is the director of this youth ministry. Let us have the update from our reporters.
Father, you are working in LTS. So people do not know what is LTS. Could you please say something about LTS?
Okay. Very good. So LTS is a Jesuit youth ministry, leadership training service. It is a youth ministry for the people of all faiths, basically, because we have ICA for Catholics, basically, because there are other groups can join, CLC, YCS, all these are basically for Catholics. So LTS is a youth ministry, basically prepared, is meant for students of other faiths. So we have units in there in the schools, like we have CLC and all, and they are trained in leadership. So a lot of values are communicated through this training. So leadership training is done with a lot of values that will give a solid grounding foundation for becoming good leaders.
The Jesuits of Calcutta province made a history in the religious publication. Great personalities like Father Engelbert and Father Mignon and so on made an immense contribution to the people of Bengal. Their love and dedication will speak volume of the works they did in their lifetime. Those who know the worth of it give a loving tribute to all their noble works.
Bengali religious publication, এটা প্রায় 45 বছর ধরে চলছে। এটা ফাদার অ্যাঙ্গেলবার্ট শুরু করেছিলেন। আমি এখানে কাজ করছি প্রায় 32 বছর, আর বিভিন্ন ফাদারের সাথে কাজ করেছি, যেমন ফাদার অ্যাঙ্গেলবার্ট আমাদের ডাইরেক্টর ছিলেন এত বছর ধরে। এখন ফাদার তিমির আছেন, উনি চলে যাওয়ার পর। তারপর ফাদার খ্রিশ্চান মিংয়ের সাথে কাজ করেছি, ফাদার ম্যাথিউ সিলিংসের সাথে কাজ করেছি। তারপরে বিভিন্ন ব্যাপার নিয়ে আলোচনা করতাম ফাদার বয়ল্যান্ডসের সাথে, ফাদার দ্য সাথে। জীবনবাণী লিটার্জি ম্যাগাজিন, হ্যাঁ, এটা আমার প্রায় 700 কপি অর্ডার আছে। বিভিন্ন প্যারিসে, চার্চে এবং খ্রিস্টভক্তদের এটা দেওয়া হয়। তারপরে ইয়ারলি একটা হচ্ছে লিটার্জি ক্যালেন্ডার, ক্যাথলিক পঞ্জিকা। এটা প্রায় 6000 কপি বছরে আমরা এটা সেল করি। আর আমাদের প্রায় 120 রকম বই ছিল, বিভিন্ন ক্যাটাগরির বই, সাধুসাধ্যীদের জীবনী। তারপরে আমাদের মাস বুক, যেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের মেন জিনিস, বেদিতে থাকে যেটা আমাদের, হ্যাঁ, মিশেল বই, বাংলা মিশেল। তারপরে বিভিন্ন লেকশনারি বই আমাদের, সানডে লেকশনারি, উইকডে লেকশনারি এবং ডেলি লেকশনারি। তারপরে ক্যালিকেশন বই, শিশুদের খ্রিস্ট ধর্ম শিক্ষা, সেই সিরিজটা আছে। তারপরে মোরাল সায়েন্স বই আছে আমাদের, ক্লাস 5, 6, 7-এর মোরাল সায়েন্স বই আছে এখানে ফাদার বয়ল্যান্ডসের তৈরি করা। আমি এখানে কাজ করে আমি সত্যিই হ্যাপি, কারণ এখানে আমাদের একটা হাতিয়ার, আমাদের খ্রিস্ট ধর্ম প্রসারণের একটা মাধ্যম হচ্ছে বাংলা বিভাগ।
Father P.J. Joseph, the superior of the PJG community and the director of Chitrabani Media Center, will give us brief information of the community and its apostolates.
Prabhu Jesuit community is a Jesuit community. This is located in 76 Harafia Ahmad Kidwai Road. And we have several apostolate or apostolic activities that are happening here. The major one is the parish, Prabhu Jesuit parish, which was started in 2005. Before that, it was a quasi-parish. The second one is a communication center called Chitrabani, which was started 50 years ago at St. Saviour's College. Later, it was shifted to Prabhu Jesuit, this same place. And we have several activities. We have courses, we have projects, we have sound studios, we have Radio Veritas Asia, which are all part of this communication center. And I am also the director of Chitrabani. A third one is LTS, which means Leadership Training Service, which again is about 60 years old, and where we train students of schools and colleges to become leaders in future. Though the director of LTS, Father John, he still stays in this community. Another activity or apostolate of this community is what we call Duff Hall, which is a reading library for students in the neighboring areas. People or students who do not have basic facilities at home, they come here and study using our premises. Basically, it is free of charge. And these students, we don't look at which caste, creed, religion they belong to. As long as they are a student, they can come here and study.
The world of cinema is not new to the Jesuit Juniors. Reading and studying films and its aesthetics is something unique to the minds of the juniors.
Of course, taking this knowledge into the next level of communication, like pastoral communication and spirituality of communication, is what making all the difference to the juniors.
Some questions like, is new media a challenge? What is the impact of new media on Indians and how to handle it carefully and effectively is the question to be answered.
That is the floor and control room 2.
Okay, you are yet to score.
The juniors got an experience of creating
Studying cinema is something more than the imagination of the juniors. who has only the knowledge of watching cinema. To uncover some of the trends of cinema, Mr. Prasenjit Majumdar, who has vast experience in the world of cinema, has enlightened them with the background, origin, and development of cinema as well as the film movements.
In 1919, Robert Flaherty made a full-length documentary named Nahum of the North. Actually, it is based on winter season in and good edit and subjective camera placement and creative editing.
Widening the knowledge of reading the films and their aesthetics, Mr. Gopalan Malik took us all together to another realm of cinema. The juniors were amazed and taken up the way he analyzed different scenes from different films. By screening some clips from various cinema and explaining them with the background and techniques used in the films, he helped them to learn to read a film. He gave them a taste of film aesthetics. Pastoral communication is one of the fields of Jesuits to explore. Father Julian Sahaidas, a Jesuit who is specialized in media and communication, took some sessions on the pastoral communication. He enlightened them some of the areas of where we must explore and focus. The juniors were inspired by his class.
When we put together communication and pastoral aspects, what do we mean pastoral communication? So all those knowledge, so pastoral communication is connected, related to all those knowledge and skills that can be applied in our Catholic pastoral context. So in a parish or in a substation or in a gathering, Catholic gathering, what are the different skills we can apply to make our communication better? So it is connected to basically the knowledge and the skills.
Followed by pastoral communication, Mr. Snehasis Soor dealt with the topic on church, media and TV overview. The juniors were able to grasp a lot of things that are important for Christians. The juniors got an experience of creating visual effects through a class by Mr. Swarnatip Banerjee, and they were also exposed to new media by Mrs. Piyusur.
In these days, I mean, when you were facing interviews and what else? TV news broadcasting, television, so you have done television, film, journalism and print,
film, reading.
In the different times of our age, and you are just reaching the message there. Earlier in the case of radio, you had the small boxes. If you remember the old time, if your grandparents were in the house, you had that box radio. Now you also have carnival where you could listen to one old music and things like that. But then radio has changed. You will either hear, they develop pocket radios, they develop battery radio. Globalization powers became stronger and everything merged together and people started exploring the internet because it was an easy access.
Every citizen of India has to get involved in development communication in order to build the nation.
Let's think about it.
That's all for today.
Thank you so much for viewing the DA Scholastics News Bulletin from Chitravani.
The DA Juniors News Bulletin will update you more soon.
Stay connected for the next news bulletin. Till then,
this is Roynal
and this is Dana
signing off with cameraman Arun Lucas.
Goodbye.